Technofeudalism, a new phase of capitalism? In recent years, scholars and critics have begun to question whether capitalism is evolving into a fundamentally new system, one that resembles feudalism more than industrial capitalism. This argument has coalesced around the term technofeudalism. Popularized by thinkers like Yanis Varoufakis and Jody Dean, the concept of technofeudalism suggests that the logic of digital capitalism is not merely an advanced form of the market economy, but a qualitatively different structure of power and extraction. The question is not just whether capitalism is being transformed by digital technology, but whether it is mutating into something that no longer fits the traditional capitalist model. Technofeudalism refers to a socio-economic system where power is concentrated in the hands of a few dominant tech platforms that function more like feudal lords than traditional capitalist firms. Unlike classical capitalism, where capital is used to produce goods or services that are sold in markets, technofeudalism thrives on enclosure and control of digital infrastructures, data, platforms, algorithms, and attention. In this model, value is extracted through rents rather than through market exchange or competitive production. For example, companies like Google, Apple, Amazon, and Meta do not merely participate in markets, they own the platforms where markets occur. Much like medieval lords controlled access to land, these tech giants control the infrastructure of digital life, from app stores and cloud services to search engines and social media networks. One of the defining characteristics of technofeudalism is the centrality of rent. Whereas capitalism emphasized competition and accumulation through commodity production, technofeudalism centers on the extraction of rents from users, developers, and advertisers, who must pay for access to digital spaces. Platform companies do not compete in traditional terms. Rather, they extract value from the ecosystems they monopolize. This rentier dynamic is evident in how Apple charges app developers a 30% fee for transactions on its App Store, or how Amazon charges sellers for prime placement in search results. The user becomes not a consumer in a competitive market, but a tenant in someone else's walled garden. Technofeudalism is also marked by intensified surveillance and behavioral control. Data becomes the primary raw material, and individuals are constantly monitored and nudged through algorithms designed to maximize engagement and monetization. This has led some to suggest that users are no longer autonomous actors, but digital serfs, subject to algorithmic governance they cannot see or contest. Digital labor, whether through content creation, ride sharing, or merely scrolling and clicking, is commodified without conventional wages or rights. Attention itself becomes a source of surplus value, while platform owners retain control over the terms of engagement. This creates a new form of asymmetry: total transparency for users, total opacity for platforms. A central claim of the technofeudalism thesis is that capitalism relied on markets, competition, and reciprocal exchange, however flawed. Technofeudalism, by contrast, functions through monopolistic or oligopolistic control, algorithmic coercion, and non-market dependencies. Power no longer circulates through prices and wages, but through terms of service agreements and data capture. This challenges classic Marxist and liberal frameworks alike. From a Marxist perspective, the proletariat is being displaced not just by automation, but by new logics of unpaid digital labor. From a liberal economic viewpoint, the lack of competition and price-setting mechanisms undermines the normative justification for capitalism itself. Some scholars argue that the term technofeudalism overstates the rupture with capitalism. They suggest that what we are seeing is not feudalism, but a hyper-monopolistic or surveillance-intensive form of late capitalism. Companies are still profit-driven, market-facing, and responsive to shareholder value, hallmarks of capitalism. In this view, feudal metaphors may obscure the continuity of capitalist imperatives under a new digital guise. Others point to the persistence of wage labor, global commodity chains, and financialization as evidence that capitalism has not been transcended. Rather than feudalism, they argue, we are witnessing capitalism's further intensification and mutation. Conclusion: a system in transition? Whether we label it techno-feudalism or not, the digital economy is reshaping the structures of power, labor, and value extraction in profound ways. The rise of platform monopolies, surveillance capitalism, and algorithmic control points to a system where individuals are no longer simply market participants, but deeply embedded subjects of corporate infrastructures. Technofeudalism may not yet be a fully distinct system, but it captures a critical truth. The digital economy is eroding the boundaries that once defined capitalism. In doing so, it raises urgent questions about ownership, autonomy, democracy, and resistance in the age of digital dominance. Stay tuned for more insights into business and the social sciences. If you found this overview helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on future topics you'd like us to cover. I'm Dr. Dog, wishing you a fantastic day ahead